What's going on, everyone? It's Aseel Soueid. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you all my top 9 weight loss tips to lose fat. Look, these are going to be life-changing tips that so many of you have been looking for when it comes to losing fat and gaining lean muscle. So make sure you watch the entire video from start to finish. But look, this exact time last year, I was overweight. I looked like this. And here's the thing, I was very strong, I knew what I was doing, and I had a lot of muscle in my physique. However, I was aiming to bulk in order to build a lot of lean muscle, and I simply just completely let go of my diet and packed on a ton of body fat doing so. So what I did was commit myself to a 12-week cut in order to lose as much body fat as I possibly could, and I ended up losing a little over 15 pounds of body fat, and I went from looking like this to looking like this. So I definitely know a thing or two when it comes to cutting and losing fat, because this isn't the first time I have done this. So I've done it many times. I've gotten from fat to shredded, and I want to show you all exactly how to do so yourself. So let's go ahead and immediately get started with this video. So tip number 1 is going to be heavy weight training. Look guys, at the end of the day, you need muscle to actually look good and transform your physique. So I was training in the gym with heavy weights around the 6 to 10 rep range. And if you've been following my YouTube channel for a long time now, which if you're not, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell right now so you're staying up to date with this stuff. But you will know that I constantly practice the same training principles that I ever did with the start of my YouTube channel. My training methods or exercises or workouts have not changed. I know exactly what I'm doing in the gym, and I'm constantly training heavy. Now, tip number 2 is going to be progressive overload. So you don't want to simply just walk into the gym and just train heavy and think you're going to make gains. You want to constantly be tracking your lifts and making sure you're constantly progressing by simply using more weight. So just a quick little bit example, if you are bench pressing 225 pounds for, let's say, 3 sets of 6 reps, what you want to do is keep working on that, and next week try to hit 230 pounds for 6+ reps. As soon as you can hit maybe 7 or 8 reps with 230 pounds for, again, 7 or 8, then just simply go up to 235 pounds and keep progressing around that 6 to up to 10 rep ranges, depending on which exercise you're doing. Now, tip number 3 is going to be body weight training. Now, due to the COVID-19 circumstance, and I'm sure so many of you might not be able to get to the gym and constantly train heavy with weights, you can still progress and get an amazing physique at home. So you can simply just focus on body weight exercises like pull-ups, if you have a pull-up bar, push-ups, handstand push-ups, leg raises, sit-ups, etc. But what you want to do is continually progress. Now, you can apply progressive overload in 2 different ways. 1, by constantly training heavier and adding more weight, or number 2, which is what you can do with bodyweight training, is simply adding more reps over time. So for the example of bodyweight training, let's say you're doing 3 sets of 10 with push-ups. About 2 weeks from now, you want to make sure you're building up to 3 sets of 15 on push-ups. So see what I'm saying here? You're constantly progressing, whether it be more reps over time or more weight over time. Now, tip number 4 is going to be incremental cardio. So what exactly that means is that you are constantly slowly adding more cardio sessions throughout your entire cutting or shredding phase in order to lose body fat. So for example, weeks 1 through 2, you could start doing around 2 sessions up to 3 sessions of cardio. And what you want to do after that, around like 2 to 4 weeks, once you start to plateau a little bit with your fat loss, is slowly increase the amount of time you're doing that specific cardio. And then weeks 4 through 6, what you can do is add an extra session of cardio with the same exact time on all sessions. And then weeks 6 through 8, you can increase the amount of time for each cardio session you're doing, rinse and repeat. This way you're never stalling with your fat loss, and you're constantly increasing your calorie burn goal every single week. Tip number 5 is going to be low intensity steady state cardio, otherwise known as LISS cardio. Now, this could simply mean walking on the treadmill at a high incline and a low speed for a specific amount of time or a specific calorie burn goal, or it could simply just mean going on a long walk outside. A few days per week, you can simply just walk for about 45 minutes. Here's the thing, try to hit at least 5,000 steps daily. Just do your best to get around 5,000 steps daily, and that right there is a low intensity steady state cardio session if you can't hop on the treadmill. Tip number 6 is going to be high intensity interval training cardio, otherwise known as HIIT cardio. Now, what exactly this means is simply doing sprints outside for about 10 to 15 minutes. So what you could do is sprint for 15 seconds and then walk for 45 seconds. Repeat that for 10 intervals, which will be a 10-minute high intensity interval training session. Or what you could do is simply do plyometrics at home. Again, due to the COVID-19 situation, or maybe you just simply don't want to do sprints outside, you could do plyometrics, tons of different stuffs with burpees, running up your stairs for 15 seconds and 45 seconds just slower. Or you could even go on a jog. Maybe you do more of a high intensity 1 or 2 mile run where your heart rate is ramped up a bit. These are just all examples of HIIT cardio. Now here's where it gets super important when it comes to losing weight and losing body fat. And these next few steps are going to be all about diet. So tip number 7 is going to be to count your calories. Look, at the end of the day, you are going to have to look at a plate and understand how much you are consuming in terms of your caloric intake daily. Or just like cars, guys, you cannot overfill it, otherwise you're gonna pack on body fat, and you can't underfill it, otherwise you're going to be miserable, you're not gonna look good, and you're gonna be under eating. So at the end of the day, I recommend you get a food scale, and just track your calories for about 1 to 2 weeks, figure out exactly how much a plate looks like in terms of a calorie intake for each kind of specific foods you're eating. Even download MyFitnessPal, figure out how to be mindful and aware of your calorie intake daily. Now, tip number 8 is to eat a high protein diet. So the amount of protein you should be consuming daily in order to burn fat, maintain, and even build lean muscle is going to depend on 2 different factors. Number 1 is going to be the amount of lean body mass you currently have on your physique. And number 2 is your current body fat percentage. So at the end of the day, everybody requires a different protein intake depending on these 2 different variables. So I always recommend anywhere from 0.8 grams to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass. Okay, so make sure you figure out or have a simple understanding of how much lean muscle mass you actually have with your physique and what your body fat range really is. And then after you figure out how much protein you're going to be consuming, you can simply either follow a higher carb and lower fat diet, or you can structure your macronutrients towards a higher fat and lower carb diet, depending on what your body physically and mentally does better with in terms of productivity, the way you're storing body fat, etc. So figure out how to tailor the rest of your calories towards either higher carbs or lower fats, or vice versa. Now, tip number 9 is going to be extremely important. This will literally make or break not only your results daily when it comes to losing weight and losing fat, but also your mental sanity and happiness when it comes to your diet and actually going throughout this journey when it comes to weight loss. So tip number 9 is going to be to choose low calorie food options. This is so important because you can have 1 plate of food that's about 1,200 calories and have another plate of food which is the same exact dish for only 500 or 600 calories. So you can slash in half the total amount of calories that you personally consume on your favorite meals as long as you choose the right food options. Because nowadays we live in a society where we make a lot lower calorie options of the same exact things we're used to eating in order to be mindful of our calorie intake. So here's what I want to do for you all. I want to show you a quick, high protein, low calorie, smart food option meal that I consume pretty much every single day. It's going to not only keep you happy, but help you when it comes to burning fat, losing weight, and building lean muscle. Okay, you're gonna absolutely love this. Let's go ahead, get in the kitchen, and I'll show you all step by step on how to make this recipe. So I showed you all exactly how to make these chocolate protein pancakes by showing you all exactly which ingredients to use with the measurements and portions, which made 3 massive pancakes for only a little bit over 500 calories and 56 grams of protein. Guys, if you were to make the same portion size of 3 pancakes with the most beloved woman, Aunt Jemima, then these would have been easily over 1,000 calories coming from only carbohydrates and fats with absolutely no protein. So again, this is a great example of the most important tip number 9 to lose weight, which is low calorie food options, right? You can have the same exact dish and make it taste even better for half the amount of calories with even more protein in it. So one other example of some low calorie food options, you could top this off with some peanut butter. However, rather than using regular peanut butter for 190 calories per serving, you could use powdered peanut butter for 50 calories per serving. And then you could also top these protein pancakes off with syrup. So rather than using regular syrup, which is 250 calories coming from 60 grams of carbohydrates, you could use sugar-free syrup, which has 15 calories coming from 5 grams of carbohydrates. So again, this tip is going to take you a very long way, I promise. And it's not just protein pancakes. You could do this with many other dishes as well. I promise you, you're gonna lose lots of weight and burn tons of body fat by simply applying this every single day. So that is going to conclude my top 9 weight loss tips to lose fat. These are the same exact tips that I personally followed to lose 15 pounds of body fat and get from here to here in 12 weeks time. And look, for every single person watching this video right now, I can guarantee that you can personally lose up to 15 pounds of weight and body fat as well, as long as you follow these 9 tips that I've shared with you all in this video. And if you are personally interested in following the same exact program that I followed myself for 12 straight weeks in order to lose 15 pounds to get from here to here, then make sure you click that first link in the description box down below to check out my 12-week physique program. It is currently 30% off. But anyways, guys, if you're interested in seeing more of these straight to the point fat loss videos, and all you gotta do is simply give the video a like. If you can get it to over 4,000 plus likes, then I will get a lot more of these specific videos out to you all as soon as possible, covering different subjects of fat loss in order to really help you out. Anyways, guys, if you're interested in personalized meal plans, workout plans, or my one-on-one coaching, make sure you click the second link in the description box down below. It is currently 25% off. And also make sure you click the third link in the description box down below to check out my free VIP home workout Facebook group. I'm sharing with you all free workouts, doing live Q&As, and it's a community of people where we're constantly sharing progress, and I'm answering questions every single day. So you don't wanna miss out on that. It's completely free to join. So make sure you check that out. And of course, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you are new, and also hit the notification bell right next to the subscribe button so you're constantly being updated on when I drop new helpful videos like this every single week. And follow me on Instagram at Aseel Soueid. I'm constantly sharing with you all new recipes, tips, and tons of different things in my life. So I'd love to personally interact with you on there. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see every single one of you in the next video.